Good morning and welcome back to the Football Terrace. Champions League draw as we know, it's today. The Champions League draw is about to happen. I'm just looking for my overlay. I've lost it. There we go. There's the one. Champions League draw is on the way. Going to be joined by Tom and a few others very, very soon. The draw is starting around 11 a.m. And the good thing is there's less teams in it now, so it should happen that little bit quicker. But of course, such an interesting week for the likes of Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City going through, United being dumped out. Man United, the only English team to not make it through to the next round of Europe this week. Well, across the Europa League and the Champions League. I'd be honest with you, I didn't check. I didn't check what was going on anywhere else, if I'm being absolutely honest with you, with the Conference League and that sort of stuff. But the draw starts in around 15 minutes' time. I want to get your take. I want to get your thoughts. I want to get your feelings in relation to what's going on. And who do you all want? In the comment section, let me know right now. I want to know, who do you all want? Like Adam here says, Chelsea versus Real Madrid. A lot of people seem to want Real Madrid. How you doing, Matt? Hope you're well, my friend. Good morning. Good morning. A lot of people seem to want Real Madrid, which I find an interesting take. I do find to be an interesting take. There's no doubt about it. Always have, always will. I still make the three English teams the number 1, 2, 3 favorites. Let me get that out there now. Let me just say that. No capping from me. They are the three that I look at as the favorites. Legitimately, 110%, they are the three that I look at as the favorites, followed by Bayern Munich, followed by Real Madrid. And that gives you your 5. You then, of course, Benfica, Atletico, and there is another team that's gone through whose name I now forget. I don't know why I forgot who they are. Villarreal. Those three I give absolutely zero chance at this year. You probably go. So in order, I would say I'd go Liverpool, Chelsea, City, Bayern, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Villarreal, Benfica. That's the kind of order for me in which I would go in when it comes down to who's going to win the Champions League. And the reason I put Liverpool above Manchester City and Chelsea, I put second favourite because you won it last year. So it's based on probability. I put you both above Man City because they've never won it. And I think winning it, especially in recent years, is very, very important. I think winning it in recent years, it's a different type of feeling. It's a different type of emotion. It's a different type of understanding of how to handle the situation. But let me also say this, by the way. If Man City were to win it this year and get that bit between their teeth, you could see this team under Pep over a 2 or 3 year period, like legitimately over a 2 to 3 year period, absolutely kill it. I could legitimately see that absolutely killing it over a 2 or 3 year period. There's no doubt about that at all in my mind. I could really see that happening where they win one now. I'm not saying back to back, but over a 2 or 3 year period, win a couple. That there's a sense of City have done that a lot. Whenever they've started winning, it's become like an avalanche, So that's who I've make as my favourites. Liverpool to win it as favourites. City second. Chelsea second. City third. Bayern fourth. Give us Bayern Munich. Probably end up getting Benfica, is what Lengen Sweet says. Good to have you back on the show, my friend. It's actually been a while since I've seen Super Chat from you. So thank you very much, my friend. I really appreciate that. If Liverpool gets City, we'll get 3 Liverpool versus Cities in 8 days. This is true. I kind of almost, though, want it to be the semi-final because the semi-final is still going to happen in April, I believe. I believe that's the dates. So you get the league match. This is what you want, right? From a grandstand point of view. Liverpool versus City in the league. Liverpool versus City back-to-back Champions League games. Liverpool versus City in the FA Cup semi-final or final. And then, of course, they go head-to-head to win the league. It's going to be an intriguing one, nevertheless. Trent out with a potential hamstring injury, a few weeks quoted by Klopp, could be massive blow with upcoming fixtures. Corey, I'm going to be very blunt. It's the international break. He probably has a tight hamstring. He is not needed to beat Middlesbrough. It gets him out of the England squad where he can rest because Liverpool are going for a quad. And I think Klopp has got in the shell, that means in the ear, of Trent and said, let's get you out. With not because you can't play for England, no, you want to play for England, but this is more important. I think Trent's going to go, yes, boss. Man United did that all the time. The amount of players that pulled out of England squads because Fergie needed them to be fit. There we go. Big day for us Chelsea fans. Come on, you Blues. Let's go, is what Sass has got to say here. Footy Chat says, big up Terry and the chat. Hope you're all good. I'm very well, my friend. I cannot complain. Very, very good indeed. So yeah, all good my end, brother. All good my end. I hope you're well, my friend. I hope you're very, very well, my friend. Keep them super chats coming into us, people. Keep that coming. Be nice if you could. Nunez price going up with every Champions League performance. Well, do you know what? Doing it in the Champions League will always do that. Performing in the Champions League, delivering in the Champions League always rises the price. Because doing it in the Champions League nothing's ever a guarantee in football, but it's kind of like it's like a semi-guarantee for people. You might be doing it in a smaller league. If you're doing it in the Champions League, it tells the clubs in the big leagues that you can deliver on the bigger stage. So it's always going to be the case. It's always going to be the case that happens, and it's kind of seen in that way and done in that way. We're going to open up the lines on the stream as well, coming very, very soon indeed. I would like to get some different views and some different opinions on here. Just taking a look across socials, what's trending as well. Of course, big night for West Ham last night. I have to say that West Ham were just like, I thought they were really, really good. Even phenomenal would come to it. Do you know what it reminded me of? When I was kind of watching them, right? Legitimately watching West Ham last night. It kind of reminded me of like good Man United days in the Champions League. And maybe because I don't watch them like I watch a rival and kind of want them to go out, is almost this element of like, I can just enjoy their game more than I can maybe enjoy watching like other teams play in Europe. And it was just nice to see them go through, and you can see how much it means to their fans as well. I'm not suggesting it doesn't mean that much to Liverpool or City or Chelsea or other clubs, Tottenham, Man United, when they do it, but they taste this a lot less. And it was really nice to see, to be honest with you. Really, really nice to see. West Ham versus Barca, Leicester versus Rangers. Yeah, I mean, there can be some big draws in that as well. They really, really could be. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires and what goes on. 11 a.m. is when they say the draw is going to start. Normally, though, it's a little bit longer. They do drag these things out, but you'll be able to stay with us. We're going to take your calls. Tom Little is here with me now. To have his say, morning, mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. You?
Can't complain. I should, but I can't. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones.
All good, all good. Wait, what ball are you using the draw, by the way?
Sorry?
What ball are you using the draw?
We are back. We are not in this. We are not here. Just so everybody knows, Man United are not in this draw. We will not be in the draw. We will not feature. We're done out here is essentially it. We are done out here. That is it. Man United will not be in the Champions League draw today. So thank you very much, young Tom, for reminding me of that pain that I have been through. I really appreciate it. You're a nice guy. Thanks, mate.
No worries. Just have to keep people in the loop.
Yeah, just in case somebody kind of turns up and doesn't know that Man United got knocked out this week.
Because all the other English teams have done so well. You just expect United to be in there.
No, you would. Tom, thank you for joining us on the show today. Really appreciate it. No, listen, it's United have been, a shambles, an absolute shambles. So, I'm not surprised.
To be fair, the ref did knock us. I'll give you that much. The ref was shocking.
You know what? For me, mate, I get it. And I was on the Man United show last night on Dom Hussim's show, and I try my best to always remain like as kind of neutral as I can and as fair as I can. If Man United had played more consistently over the past like however long, like I would be a lot more like understanding of the whole situation, if that makes sense. I would be a little bit more like, okay, yeah, referees, we're nearly always pretty good, blah, blah, blah. It's just for me the fact that like we're always so bad. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Like because they're always so bad. I just find it really hard to like. I know it sounds harsh, but like I just find it hard to get behind us. Like I find it hard to like back us over referees because it's almost that element of like um it's almost that element of like, "Oh, we've been here before, we've struggled before, we always make mistakes." It's just horrible to me. But look,
Mhm.
mate, in terms of yourselves, though, you look at yourselves as Liverpool, the quad's on, Jurgen Quad is being banded about. And yes, there's some
Mhm.
jest in that and everything else. But how are you feeling about that? How confident are you? And so you're up in and around that area, part of the world. What's the feeling like on the ground? The Liverpool fans feel like, do you feel like you could win this again?
100%. I think that the fact that we went 18 out of 18 in the group stage is still going so strong within the fan base. First English team to ever do that, and it's carried on throughout the knockout stage. I know we lost to Inter, but no one really gives a shit that we
Mm,
lost to Inter. We're through. The one thing I personally don't want, I just don't give me Bayern. I see all these people saying, "Oh, if you want to win, you got to play the best." Yeah, but I'd rather just wait until the semis. I'd rather just guarantee us in the semis, and then we'll play someone. Give me Benfica or Villarreal today, and I will happily take that. So we can just concentrate on the league for a little bit longer before having to switch it up. You know, I completely get that you do have to play the best teams to win it because you've got to play them in the final or the semi-final. But I'd just rather have it for another round where we've got a nice easy tie where we can box it off in one leg and just have a nice chill time for the second one, like we
mm.
done against Inter.
Yeah, listen, I kind of hear you. I mean, if my team was in this, you want Villarreal, you want Benfica, you probably then want Ati because they're not that good. And of course, getting the harder teams and knocking them out is fine. But most people don't want to draw one of the big boys at this stage. Some people do. A lot, quite a few people in our comment section be like, "No, I want Bayern." Liverpool fan here, Danny says, "I want Bayern." They ain't all that. Um, and I get it. I get it. I suppose for me, I'm looking at it from a Man United perspective. If we were still in, which is we ain't got any chance of beating those teams. And the one thing I would say, taking all the banter aside about going out, there is a part of me that is legitimately glad that we're not
in just a few moments.
That we're not in it. Not because I don't want to be in it. Of course, I want to be in it. That I would be lying to say that I don't want to be in the Champions League. But it's more a case of like, if we got Bayern, if we got Liverpool, if we got City over a 2-leg period, we are looking at between 5 to 10 goals conceded with the way we're playing right now. Without a shadow of a doubt. And
Arsenal v Bayern vibes and all that.
mate, exactly. And if we were to have lost like 3 or 4-0 in the first leg, the resolve would have been gone in the second leg, and it would have been an absolute onslaught. In terms of Man City, like what do you feel are the chances for Man City this time round?
It's a tough question, that, because I do think it comes down to how well they're doing in the league, because there's a lot more pressure on them now in the league with us turning back up. That they were 11 points clear like a couple of months ago, and now it's down to 1 point. So there's pressure on that front. I think I still have City as my second favourites behind us, because they now have that feeling of what it's like to lose a Champions League final. So I always think if when you make it to your first Champions League final, you sort of have to lose it so you have that experience, and then the next time you're there, you'll win it. So if City make it this time, I do have a lot more confidence in them to win it, because they have that experience of what it's like to lose it. And Man City don't lose finals, so these players would be right up for it. They don't want to experience that feeling again. But I think it all comes down to what Pep Guardiola does. We know what Pep Guardiola likes to do. I've said it for ages. It's almost like in the Champions League, he wants the headlines to be about himself. If they win, it's not Man City beat Bayern or whoever to get to the quarterfinals. It's Pep Guardiola tactical masterclass takes Man City through. But then when it doesn't work out, it's not Pep Guardiola's tactical blunder. It's Man City bottle it. Man City mess it up on the big occasion sort of thing. Like, if Pep Guardiola just sticks with what he knows, what he's developed this season, it's very, very hard to stop that team because they're so good. Yes, you'll have the questions about the strikers. Should they have a striker, this, that, and the other? They've been just fine without one. You're always going to have these patchy run of forms. But it all comes down to me if Pep Guardiola wants to just win the cup or make it about himself. Because if he wants to win the cup, I don't think you can stop them when they get going. They're such a hard team to stop. But if we see another one of these no DM moments or randomly switching up to a 3 at the back for no apparent reason, then it'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, I think that's it. He just needs to not overthink it because they are a brilliant team. And again, if I was Pep Guardiola and you're going to get any of the English sides, he should want them in the quarters or the semis. For some reason, I think over 2 legs, he has more chance of beating them. Where I feel like if he goes into, I legitimately feel like if he goes into a final up against either of you, it's one I have to win today. Where if it's over 2 legs with the way that the squad is now, where they are in their kind of,
you can make the mistake in the first leg if it's over 2 legs, and then just correct it in the second one. You can't do that in the final.
I totally agree, and I feel like that really could play a part in this. And look, Liverpool fans won't want, City fans won't like hearing that, but it's just a take. A lot of it is mental. But once, as I said before, once City get over that line and they win their first Champions League, we're talking about, in my opinion, a very, very different looking Manchester City. We're talking about a very different ethos. We're talking about a very different everything. Once that's done, in my opinion, I think it would.
You don't have that hoodoo. You don't have that thing in the back of your head going, "We've never won before. Are we really supposed to be up here?" This, that, and the other. Once you've got it, it's just like, "I will do it again and again and again." It becomes almost like a second nature sort of thing, especially when you're as good and have the facilities and capabilities of a Man City to constantly retool.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And viewers, we're going to share the link for you to call in just a few moments. I want to ask you a question here. Get your super chats in, any questions you've got for myself or Tom or things that you want us to talk about. But Chelsea are an interesting one for me because I know that Real Madrid famously went back to back. And I get that, and we all saw that, and we all kind of know that happened, and everything else, right? We kind of know that all these things went on. Now, from my standpoint, I kind of look at this always along the lines of winning it back to back is very, very difficult to do. Do you think that takes away from their chances, or do you think, you know what, it's a different season? Of course, they can win it back to back. That won't play a part or be a factor.
I always think it is hard to win it back to back because it's always about the bigger scalp, isn't it? Teams then come into it with an added reason to try and added reason to give 10% more than what they normally give because you can beat the champions, you can knock out the champions, this, that, and the other. I don't think Chelsea will win it, but I don't think it's because of the back-to-back. I just think it's the whole situation at the club at the minute. You know, there's so much uncertainty and just chaos basically around that club at the minute that I don't think it's a great environment to be in if you're wanting to win this trophy, because to win this trophy, you need to be on it at all times. They were that last season. They were going into games with a clear, concise game plan and executing it to perfection. I just don't think they can do that at this point because of all the chaos about the owner, about all the travelling and all that. But if that weren't there, you could easily see it because Chelsea have such a good defence and they could easily just take the majority of the ties that they get drawn into to penalties and win because it's so hard to break down.
I agree, and I know, like the Real Madrid fan here says, Terry, we won it back to back to back. Yeah, you did that with all due respect to Chelsea. You did that with Cristiano Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, Modric, all at their absolute peak of their powers. You know, some of the two Ballon d'Or winners in that, and arguably the best centre back of this generation from a Champions League standpoint. I do think though that Chelsea can come on strong, and what I mean by that is. When I say come on strong, and when they can go forward and they can change things up, what I mean when I say that is I look at it from a point of view of, and I've got to get the stream on my phone because the YouTube stream from
BT, it was shocking. It was just lagging all the time.
Yeah, it's gone down, so I need to get the draw up on my phone because I believe it's starting now. So I'm going to get it up on my phone so I can actually see it. I don't know where it's gone. I went on YouTube because YouTube's normally ahead of the phone app, which is crazy. So there we go. That's on its way, and it's going to start now, the draw coming out. But look, Chelsea can do it. And I was about to say with Chelsea, from my standpoint, I look at it from the point of view of, I think they're going to have a new buyer sorted by the time we get back from the international break. And once that's sorted and everybody knows where we are and where we're at,
It'll give them a lift. That's the big thing.
I think it will sort their heads out. And the thing is, their heads, they're all over the place in the last week or two, but they've won every single bloody game. They've won every single game. They've won every single game. There we go. It's just funny. YouTube, what they've had to do. It's so funny because I've had to do this before. The BT Sport have had to go live on their press conference stream for the UFC, and they had to change the title and the thumbnail over. It's great to see that even the biggest companies in the world have to use YouTube the same as YouTubers. I love that. I absolutely love that. It's great. But make sure you're smashing that like button, people. We'll bring you that draw live here on the Football Terrace, bringing you up to date with everything that's going on. Stay with us. Yes, you might be able to see the balls come out of the draw here, like on BT Sports, but you're not going to get the same fan interaction. No other channel is going to let you have your say. It's what I say about a lot of other YouTube channels. They let themselves down. It's always about the characters. And for me, it's all about you, the viewers. You're the stars here. You're the ones we're going to put out. I'm going to share the link now for you to phone in and have your say. And we'll take calls once the draw is done. Get yourselves backstage and ready. Because it's the reaction that I care more about than anything else. But what I also want to remind people of as well is that the Football Terrace does have another channel, which is our clips channel. You're going to start seeing a lot more stuff go on very, very soon. I'm going to post into the live comment section now the link to the clips channel. Please do me a favor and go and check it out. That channel was actually on fire a few years ago when KJ was running it for me. I want you guys back over there. Lots more clips on their way out and motoring forward. So make sure you get yourselves there. David is going to be joining us in a few short moments as well to come on and have his say. Another super chat here says, Man City will get Benfica. Hashtag money.
They'll get better now, Albion somehow. It's just what Man City do. They must be fuming that they drew Southampton in the FA Cup. There must have been some angry calls after that. We were told we wouldn't get a Premier League team until the semi-finals. Why are we getting them this early?
Yeah, it's this is just all City just seem to get these really good cup draws, and we'll see what happens. I mean, that's the amazing thing, really. Like the Juves and the Man United going out have really kind of, and even Ajax have really kind of opened this.
Ajax was the big one as well, especially because it was Benfica. Because I don't know how much you know, but I only know a little bit. They were in turmoil at the start of the season, absolute turmoil, and they've come through and they've got a Champions League quarter-final out of it. So it's brilliant for them. But I just can't believe Ajax, who were these dark horses, went out so early. I thought we would have been seeing them in the semis again, like we did a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no, I hear you, mate. A lot of people felt that we would. Do you know what? 3 people are so awkward with these overlays. They really, really annoy me. But yeah, look, a lot of people would agree with you. Like a lot of people expected these different teams to go through, the bigger teams to go through, and they just didn't. How are you feeling, David? Like, obviously, from your point of view, lots going on at your club, but at the same time, like, you know, you champions last year. It's hard to do it back to back. Do you feel confident, or does that take something away from it for you?
It just depends on who you draw. It's that simple. Because if we end up drawing Liverpool and City on one side of the thing, obviously my confidence is not going to be as high as if we draw Benfica and Villarreal. It's that simple. I want the easiest draw possible. I'm not one of these glorified people that's like, no, give me Bayern Munich because I would have beat the biggest. Shut up. All right, give me Benfica, give me Villarreal, give me Atletico. No offense, Man United fans, you should be beating them. Just give me those easy teams so I can get to the final. I just want to be at the dance. Once I'm at the dance, then I can see what I can do. But I just want to be there before I try learning how to do the things before I even get there, and then I get knocked out. I don't want to do that. I want to be there at least. So I want the easiest teams. But right now, like, Chelsea is just, we're in a weird spot. Like we're playing badly, but we're getting results. So you hope that turns at some point. But we've been saying that for a couple months now, and it hasn't turned. So yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear where you're coming from. This is what I said to everybody, by the way. We're 5 minutes into gone past, and we're still seeing trailers of ex-players that are doing the draws.
Why did you drag Silvestri out for it? Could they not kill me on this?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a pass. I assume he's a pass winner. I assume he was.
2008.
Yeah, he was on the bench, maybe. Yeah, but God, maybe it's hard to travel with Rona. I think maybe that's what it is. I'm not too sure.
Silvestri.
It's crazy as well because like Chelsea's press conference for this week weekend's game is right now as well. Like the timing of this seems so off and warped and weird. But there we go. Viewers, if you want to call in and have your say, dial in now. We've got Fatur who's here with us now as well. Kingsley's here. I want to get the graphics but looking better. I'm bringing people in. Young Mohammed from a Liverpool perspective as well. I was going to mute your background. Whatever, I don't know what's going on there. Get your cameras on, boys, as well, please. Much better with cameras on. If you can, that would be great. But yeah, draw is starting momentarily. It really is. I've got a bit of background noise there for yourself, Fatur. I'm not too sure what that background noise is.
Oh, shit. Sorry, that's my fan, actually.
Cool. Sorry, mate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Big up, guys. Big up.
Well, I'm getting a bit of an echo from someone as well. Earphones, please, gentlemen. Earphones, stop the echoes, please. Thank you. But yeah, where can I watch the live stream? You're watching it right here, mate. This is where it is. This is where you stay. This is the only place you need to be. You're on the live stream, bro. This is a live stream. This is what we do. Yeah. I mean, yes, I know we know the guy that does the draws like Ranieri.
How are they talking to Mikel Silvestri so much? What's he got to talk about? Oh, yeah, it was good sitting on the bench in 2008.
You know what's crazy about it, right? It's just do the draw. Everyone just wants to see the draw. No one wants these niceties. In terms of, I've got a question for you all. Do you think that the fans of the English clubs are writing off the Bayerns and the Real Madrids too easily?
A bit, yeah. I mean, to say Bayern aren't all that is a bit outlandish because they are a very, very good team and they've shown that. You know, yes, they drew the first leg against Salzburg and which won the second one 7-1. They can turn it on when they need to. But I also think we're giving credit to the English teams. We have like 3 of the best 5 teams in the world. So we back them to do well because they are truly that good.
Yeah, I hear you. It's all just an interesting one for me, you know, in terms of, I don't think we should be writing them off. I just think our teams are stronger and better than them right now. Like, I really do think that. I really do believe that. Mohammed, how are you feeling as a Liverpool fan?
I'm feeling optimistic about it. Hopefully we get a good tie like Villarreal or Benfica. That would be an ideal tie for Liverpool. And then obviously one of the big boys in the semi-final would be my preference. But to be honest, I don't really mind who we get in the quarterfinal. I'll take on anyone, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Liverpool fans always have that sense of confidence going into this. But I think that's just because of who you are and the level you've been at and who you've played and stuff like that. But the draw is beginning, people. So if you could all keep quiet if it comes out before I see it, just for the show, please. Always important for the show. First name coming out now. Chelsea out first. Chelsea's name out of the hat first. So Chelsea are out of the hat. So the next name tells us who Chelsea are going to get in the next round. Keep it down as I'll mute your microphones, people. Show always first. Next one. They even take ages. They even take ages to put their hands into the damn draw to pull out what's going on. Remember, I think in the dummy draw, Chelsea got Real Madrid. They're twisting the ball now. It's about to come out. And Chelsea have got, and it is... Who they got? Real Madrid, Chelsea. Real Madrid versus Chelsea. That is who they've got. Real Madrid versus Chelsea. That's a guarantee. That is a done deal. Real Madrid, 13 times winners versus 2-time winners Chelsea. Tough draw. But you know what? If I'm being honest, I think Chelsea fans are going to fancy it. I really, really do think Chelsea fans are going to fancy it. No doubt about it at all. I don't even know why I think that. I just think you are. Next one is coming out here. The next name is on its way out of the hat, people. Who's it going to be here? All right, he's twisting the ball now. I just like the way they do it in the FA Cup, the numbers on it, man. It's so much quicker than twisting this damn thing and pulling it out. How you feeling, David?
I don't mind Real Madrid because I just think we'll beat them.
It's Manchester City's name. Sorry, Manchester City's name has just come out the hat. That is who's up next. Manchester City's name is up. We'll get your take on that in just a second, David. Sorry, my friend.
I can't do 3 Man City games in 8 days. Just don't do it to me.
Here we go. Here we go, people. He's twisting the ball now. we can just see his hands. There's no sound, so there's not much emotion. And they pull it out. Who is it going to be? It's City get Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid. Manchester City get Atletico Madrid. That is Chelsea through. That is City through to the semi-finals of the tournament. They've got one of the easiest draws again. Who knew? Who knew? Who knew that was going to happen? Who knew that was going to happen? They get Atletico. That is done. That is out of the hat. The next name is coming out now. Liverpool, though. Chelsea gone. City gone. Ati gone. Looking very good for Liverpool right now. The next name out the hat is Villarreal. Villarreal's name is out the hat. Liverpool fans everywhere are going to want this. They're going to want this. There's no doubt about it. Liverpool fans are praying here to get Villarreal and to get an easy draw into that semi-final. That's what they want. Benfica, well, go on. I give Villarreal Benfica. Benfica, Villarreal.
Please, that's what I want. That's what I want. Villarreal, Benfica.
Be amazing. Let's see what comes out of this hat now. He's
saw
twisting that ball. It's coming around. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It is Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich.
Yes.
So that makes it Liverpool Benfica.
Yeah.
Liverpool Benfica. Again, there's not one tasty. Or Liverpool.
Chelsea is the tastiest one.
It's the tasty one. But it means the semi-finals have got the chance to be gargantuan. Gargantuan. I love how they're still doing these. Do you know what's going to be funny? I love them to pull these last two balls out and they both say both say Benfica or Liverpool. Again. Gotta do it again.
Terry, I just hope we come back for the next quarterfinal home game, man.
Benfica are out here. Benfica's name has come out. That's done. I love how they're looking like, oh, what's coming out next? It is Liverpool. You've got Liverpool, my friend. That is coming out.
You'd hope
They're going to do semi-final draw as well at the same time.
Yeah, so we'll move straight onto that semi-final pot in just a moment, people. We'll keep you live and direct. That is Liverpool's name has come out the hat there. If you come out second, does that mean you're away first? Or home first?
Yeah.
We're away for the first leg.
Okay. Right, so we're going to move on to that semi-final draw. They're actually doing the final draw as well to pick which team gets the home dressing room. And at least it's in Paris. Paris putting it in now, the final.
Yeah, it's in Paris.
At least it's in Paris. Just so you can all see, people. This is that is the draw. It is confirmed there by UEFA, courtesy of BT Sport 2. Just the image there that we take from Getty, right across the spectrum there, so you can see that has come out. That has been drawn. The semi-final draw now is about to begin. They're obviously just chatting again and talking. They're probably reminiscing about when they used to kick balls and everything else. So Mikel Silvestre being there is a weird one, you know. Do you know what I mean? It's like hosting the Oscars and having Danny Dyer as the main acting guest there. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Here we go. So the first name is coming out. The first name is out the hat. It is
please.
the winner of quarterfinal 2. Which the quarterfinal 2, just so everybody knows, is Manchester City versus nice and quiet, please, gentlemen. Nice and quiet, please. The next one's on its way out here. So remember, Liverpool a semi-final 4, Chelsea a semi-final 1. We're looking for 4 or 1. 4 or 1. And it's 1. Liverpool. Be Chelsea versus Manchester City in the semi-final. In the semi-final, if they go through, or City versus Real Madrid. That is done. That is dusted. Final. There we go. Winners and also we Liverpool home. First leg, obviously going to be going up against the winners of Bayern Munich or Villarreal. Bayern Munich or Villarreal will be what makes takes us going forward. How you feeling, boys, about your potential semi-finals now? How you feeling, James?
I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy. I think Bayern will seem to get hopefully.
I wanted legs. We got the hardest draw.
Oh.
We have the hardest draw to the final. We do. We actually do.
Yeah,
One
how does
one
that
sec,
happen?
guys, 1 second, guys. I know that you're saying that the stream's lagging. It ain't lagging on my phone. The stream's working fine. Just refresh what you're doing. There's no lag my end whatsoever. It must be a generic. It's happening some places, not everywhere. My phone, no issues at all. Playing just absolutely fine. I can see the stream. I'm going to show you right now. Actually, like the stream's fine. My end, like no issues whatsoever. So I don't know what's going on with yours. Just refresh. Everyone keeps saying the stream is lagging. It's not lagging. Why do you all write that when it isn't? Hang on, let me turn the sound up. Well, there's some audio issues there I can hear. Actually, you're right about the audio issues. I'm not too sure why that is, but YouTube's been putting up a lot today. Just refresh what you're doing. We'll try and get that in a few moments time for you. But yeah, how are you feeling, boys? How are you feeling?
Exactly.
I just feel like the worst draw we could have got. I wanted Atletico in the quarters, the winner of Benfica Villarreal. That's what I wanted, and instead I ended up with freaking Real Madrid and Man City.
No, you guys beat Real Madrid last season, so you'll be all right.
Yeah, well, I'm
until
not.
the
No, we should beat Real Madrid. No offense to the Spanish league, it's not very good. The third best team only just beat Galatasaray. I don't play with 2 legs. I feel like with 2 legs, over in one.
Guys, sorry, guys. I need to just say very quickly. I know you all keep writing there's an issue with the lag and with the stream. I can't do nothing about it. It's a YouTube issue. So when you guys are slagging off, it's not our fault. There's nothing I can do about it. It's not an issue with our tech this end. My internet strength is fine. It's literally YouTube just sent me an email saying YouTube having live streaming issues at the moment, this moment in time. So guys, please do me a favor and just stop. And I can't do anything. I'm very sorry, but it's a YouTube issue, not a football issue. StreamYard again, but it seems to be an issue that's StreamYard based as opposed to anything else. Let me try refreshing. I'll be back in a sec, people.
That was the one draw I didn't want, man. I did not want Bayern.
No, I'd rather have Bayern than Man.
I think because Bayern's just such
Probably
they can turn it on.
I didn't want to
Bayern-
face Man City like 3 times in 2 months or something like that. I couldn't handle that.
I didn't want them in the quarters. I can be able to deal with them in the quarters because I'll be teams in 8 days, no chance.
Or even like
The end of April, that would have been a bit better. Bayern, the one team that didn't.
then we would have had that scenario playing them in the FA Cup possibly if we do get to the semi-final. So I didn't want to play them like a possible 4 times in the next 2 months or something like that.
I guess the quarterfinal sound. That is the easiest draw we could have got, which is sound.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to end the stream because the lag is going away, and I'm not. Literally, if I share my screen, the stream is as strong as it can be where I live. And the viewers, I'll be honest with you, you're triggering me because you're asking me why it's happening like I'm doing it. There's nothing I can do about it. It's literally YouTube, nothing to do with me at all. So I'm very, very sorry, people, but we'll bring this to an end because it's gone wrong and there's not much that I can do about it. Guys, until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks, people. Sorry about this. Thank you.